36 years old, Robert Lewandowski is playing like a teenage sensation. The secret? Well, the man who gave him the most insane form of his career in 2020 is now in Barcelona. Him, Hansi Flick. But the question is, how exactly has Hansi Flick gotten the best out of Lewandowski, and how does he have him playing in prime form at 36 years old? Well, it's all down to his hidden methods you're about to find out. Hansi Flick and Robert Lewandowski need no introduction. At Bayern Munich, it was like they were made for each other. Yeah, Lewandowski won all of that while playing under Flick. Ever since he joined Barcelona, though, Lewandowski's time at the club before this season had raised a few eyebrows. On one hand, he did what he was supposed to do, and that was score goals. But the truth is, Barcelona lacked a dynamic approach in attack under Xavi. Players had specific roles they were meant to occupy during games, and they just stayed there, including Lewandowski in his career forward role. This season, though, it's different. Don't get me wrong, Lewandowski is still scoring goals, but he's just doing it differently now. 10 goals and 2 assists in 9 games. Lewandowski has had a more than amazing start to the season, but this is nothing new to be fair. In his first games of the 2023-24 season before picking up an injury, he had 5 goals and 3 assists. The season before that, he had 11 goals and 3 assists in his first 10, if anything. Lewandowski has kept the same pace up in terms of his numbers at the start of his last 3 seasons at Barcelona, so how is it different under Flick? Well, this isn't the same Lewandowski at Barcelona the world knew. Hansi Flick's tactical setup at Barcelona offers a more fluid approach to the game. What this means is that players have the license to roam and interchange to confuse the opposition as much as possible. It also means that even though they start in different positions in the game, no player is fixed to a particular position on the pitch, and with that, Lewandowski is thriving. A lot of Barcelona's play last season and the previous seasons under Xavi had Lewandowski playing down the middle up front. On one hand, he's a number 9, a center forward, and that's the role he's been playing for the majority of his career. On the other hand, the opposition soon figured out ways to cancel Barcelona's attack, and what that meant was, in total, Lewandowski's general gameplay dropped. He relied exclusively on chances created by his teammates, but when the balls weren't coming in, he was off. In 2023, there was a moment when I felt not only mentally but physically weaker. That year, all the bad and negative things seemed to come together in one moment. Everything accumulated. Of course, I also made mistakes. I fell into a kind of current and it took me too long to get out of it to get back to normal. And in football, it's not so easy to do it in a week or 2 weeks. Remember how we complimented Lewandowski's early start to the season? Well, by December, he had tailed off really bad. It was almost as if his age had caught up to him. He was no longer as sharp, had heavy touches in games, and he was missing chances he used to easily convert. Over 10 months now, and it's changed. Hansi Flick has restored his confidence. Robert Lewandowski was born to score goals, but Flick wants him to do it with style. This season, the biggest change to Lewandowski's game is that he no longer operates in a fixed position down the middle. Because of how the team is set up, Hansi Flick is a team that practices quick interplay and movements in central areas in games. What this means is Lewandowski is the license to drop deep and get involved in the play, allowing either Rafinha or Dani Olmo to enter into the space he's vacated and do the damage. We have seen this a lot already on display this season. Rafinha enters into the space, Lewandowski leaves, and it pays off. This tactical approach is Barcelona playing on another level. It is Lewandowski playing with confidence too, because he knows Hansi Flick trusts him.
Das natürlich, ich sag mal, vom Tor eher enorme Gefahr ausstrahlt. Ja, das ist nicht nur seit dieser Saison bekannt, also er ist einfach für mich der weltbeste Mittelstürmer und deswegen bin ich einfach mal gespannt, wie es...
He said it 4 years ago while they were at Bayern Munich together. He still believes in the same thing. Robert Lewandowski is Hansi Flick's preferred option going forward, and the truth is, even though he's 36 now, he stated earlier, he's still a pro. And sometimes you go through that spell as a professional player where you need a coach who understands you and believes in your abilities even when people doubt it. And that's what Hansi Flick is to Lewandowski. The scoring touch has always been there, he's just redefined it now. Another reason why Lewandowski has had a terrific start to the campaign is the chemistry he's got with the players around him. Players like Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Dani Olmo, together with Lewandowski, all seem to interchange with ace. The movement they've got is really good, and in Lewandowski's case, he's benefiting from it. He plays like a free man too, and I'll tell you why now. But see guys, some of you watching this video still haven't subscribed to Total Footy yet. If you do, you'd help the channel reach a wider audience and create more content like this. Thanks. Okay, yeah, so Lewandowski plays like a free man now, and that's because that weight of responsibility in scoring goals doesn't solely depend on him in the new system. Still going back to the tactical setup under Xavi, and for larger parts, the deal was when Lewandowski wasn't scoring or playing well, the team wasn't playing well. Ultimately, this put added pressure on him, and led to his worst return of 26 goals last season. Crazy to think for how some strikers, a return of 26 goals in a season would be an impressive feat, but for a player like Lewandowski, this tally of 26 goals was his worst tally of goals since the 2011-12 season. The pressure told off on him. You watch Barcelona play now though, and it's different. If Lewandowski isn't scoring, Rafinha can, Lamine Yamal can, and Dani Olmo can. They now have players who can get into these advanced positions and take that goal-scoring bulk load off Lewandowski, allowing him to play with extra freedom. On his part, Lewandowski has evolved at Barcelona. He has now gone from being the goal-scoring force and the team to a leader. For example, after it was confirmed that Marc-Andre ter Stegen would be out for a long period of the season, Barcelona's new goalie signing Wojciech Szczesny recently confirmed that Lewandowski played a major role in making him sign for the club. He was the first person who called me to look into the possibility of this happening because I was retired. At first, I wasn't ready for new challenges because I spoke to my family and friends, and they all told me it would be a mistake not to accept this. That's why Robert played a very important role, because he was the person who had the idea to convince me. Note what Szczesny said here. He was retired and announced his decision to retire on all his socials. But Lewandowski spoke to the guy, and he agreed to come out of retirement and play for the club. Problem solved. Agent Lewandowski to the rescue. At 36, you'd expect him to be slowing down, or his body at least. The stats say another thing though. His XG of 8.39 is the best in the league so far, and has the second most shots on goal with 24 in and around the penalty box. Lewandowski continues to be a threat, but he's getting involved in other aspects of the play and making himself a key component of this Barcelona team. In a 3-0 win versus Alaves, Lewandowski scored a hat-trick in the first half of the game. 32 minutes was all it took him. His rate is up, he's taking more shots. What else? Oh yeah, his fitness levels too.
Yeah, I'm very happy that I score again the goals, and what is more important, that we won the next game. After a period that we play 5 games and that we have only 2 games between, that was for us extremely hard, but in the end now we have the national break, so...
In the last 5 games, we've played every 3 days. I haven't played as many games in my entire life. For a 36-year-old to be saying this without injury, then you know he's fit. And to be honest, under Hansi Flick, we really shouldn't be expecting any less. Barcelona now has a team that can last matches and control games for longer periods, and that's because they're training to be able to last and keep the high intensity up for the entire game. With the style of play Flick has, it also means the forwards have to press a lot and press high to regain the ball in the opposition's half. This requires constant high energy level running, but even at his age, Lewandowski has still got it. After the 2023-24 season, he had only 3 Champions League goals in a series of underwhelming performances. The talk of Lewandowski leaving the club didn't seem like a far option at all. Some believe the signing from January, Vitor Roque, would get an extended spell at the club that would allow him to play and make Lewandowski leave. Lewandowski is currently thriving at the club, while Vitor Roque left on loan. It's still early days in terms of matches played in the league, but so far, Barcelona has been dominant. They're top of La Liga, and they have the goals and assists of Robert Lewandowski to largely thank for that. His manager trusts him, his teammates certainly trust him now, and he's scoring goals and linking up the play beautifully too. Combine this, and even with the fact that he's 36 years old, he's currently high on the list of most valuable players in Europe this season. Flick has triggered his goal-scoring machine back. Lewandowski loves Barcelona. The guy gave up his winning comfortable life in Bayern Munich just to play for the club and took a pay cut too. And when the club found it difficult to register players at the start of the current season, it was reported that even he offered to take a lower pay cut just to help the club achieve their goals. Lewandowski is a goal-scoring machine. He has been all through his career, but under Hansi Flick, he hit a peak that almost saw him win the Ballon d'Or, but for COVID. He started in the same light too, and if he can keep this up, who knows? We might just be in for a 2.0 of the 2020 version of Lewandowski, this time at Barcelona. Did you enjoy the video? Think Lewandowski might be finished and is just lucky under Flick? Let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel and like this video while you're at it too. Thanks!